What's up, everybody? I'm meteorologist Andrew Myers, coming to you guys from the producer desk here, because we have a severe weather outbreak ongoing right now through the southeast. So we're going to talk to you guys about all your weather. These are sponsored by Atlas, C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, and American Contractor. You guys can go ahead and check them out in the description to this video. They're linked there for you. So we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. So we're here early. We're covering the severe outbreak happening now. We've got all risks possible for the southeast, and that's going to continue today through tonight. It should be a little bit quieter tomorrow, but Atlanta and Montgomery could see some storms in the coming hours here, so we're going to go over all of that. And then we've got our top 10 severe weather events that we've been talking about. We're going to push that to the end of the show, so if you guys want to know what number, I think we're on number 7 now, actually. But if you want to know what number 7 is, you guys can go ahead and stay tuned to the end of the show and we'll cover that. So before we get into our live weather, I want to tell you guys about our upcoming events. The first of that is going to be the cause and effect training, and it's going to be at our Hail Trace office here on January 18th through the 19th. So if you guys want to hear Derek and John talk some, as well as some other awesome speakers, you guys can go ahead and purchase tickets by emailing Justin. It's justin@hailtrace.com. Then we also are going to be at the CRA Trade Show in Aurora, Colorado. That one is on January 26th at the Arapahoe County Fairgrounds. So come on out to Colorado and say hello to us there. If not Colorado, come see us in Dallas, Texas at the SRC Summit. This is at the Embassy Suites Convention Center. You guys can go ahead and use promo code HAIL to register for that, and it's going to be the 29th through the 31st. So we're looking forward to seeing you guys at all of that. Now getting into our weather. We do have some severe storms happening through the southeast right now. We've got this line of thunderstorms that's happening through Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi. And with that, we've had tornado warnings, we've had severe thunderstorm warnings, and we've already had severe hail and tornadoes occurring this morning. So it's making its way through Birmingham right now, getting ready to head towards, again, Atlanta and Montgomery will be the next 2 big cities that this will pass through. So we're going to go ahead and tell you guys about the timing of that. But I mean, you can still see plenty of that heat that's lingering through Atlanta right now, as well as Mobile. We got weather nearing 70 degrees, so that's going to be warm enough for our severe weather. And then we also have dew points that are pretty high, and so that's going to help us maintain that instability as that cold front sweeps through here today. So Birmingham's at 57. Again, that line is getting ready to pass through Birmingham, so that's going to drop off pretty quick after that. But then Atlanta and Montgomery, Mobile, even New Orleans, you guys still have some pretty good humidity in the atmosphere as well as heat. So still a storm risk for you guys in the coming hours. Hail could get up to ping pong ball sized today, maybe even a golf ball, but it's going to be very isolated in terms of the largest hail. It's mostly going to be quarters to $half across the region, and that's mostly what we've been seeing this morning. But for the largest hail, probably some orange swaths out there today. So here's what we are looking at for the coming hours here as this line gets ready to track through. So making its way through the I-40 corridor, I-20 corridor, and as it continues off to the east, now it's making a run in Atlanta, making its way through Knoxville by around 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern. And then we get all these cells that are developing out behind it as well for Nashville. So you guys have a potential to see a second round of storms coming behind this cold front. Then as that continues off to the east, there it is by 5 p.m. So it should be making its way out of Atlanta towards Greenville, South Carolina now. Still has a pretty strong linear structure here, which just means a lot of straight line winds, as well as a potential for tornadoes. And then any of these cells out ahead of it could also produce tornadoes as well as some hail. So that's what we got by 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. Then it's going to continue towards the East Coast, should be off of it by around 2, 3 in the morning. I guess that's Central, so 3, 4 in the morning Eastern time. And then a much quieter day tomorrow, but yet another severe outbreak for the southeast. So for hail today, again, it's going to be mostly quarters to $half for the region. So if you guys are anywhere from Louisville all the way down into Tallahassee, you guys could see some severe hail from this system. Most of it is going to be ahead of that line with any of those isolated cells. But, you know, if you're in Nashville, Atlanta, Montgomery, Mobile, you guys have a potential to see severe hail today. Then into wind, that's going to be our primary threat. and it's already been kind of going with tornadoes and straight line winds through the region right now. So I'm expecting that we'll see probably 70-ish as the 60 to 70 as our main wind speeds that we'll see today. But tornadoes are another big risk yet again for the southeast. We already had one through Decatur. We already had a couple through parts of western Alabama today. That's expected to continue. So Montgomery and Atlanta, high chance for you guys to see straight line winds as well as a potential for rotating storms ahead of and along that line that's getting ready to move through. So those are the two, I think, pick cities for where we could get strong winds and tornadoes in the coming hours. Then Nashville and Mobile, you guys also have a chance to see some of that into this afternoon and evening. Charlotte and Louisville, low-end chance for you guys. Louisville's pretty far north to get any of that instability, and by the time it gets to Charlotte, nighttime should be starting to fall, so we should see a little bit less instability for you guys there too. But a chance nonetheless if you guys are in the swath. Just know that you got a risk for hail, wind, and tornadoes into today. So for at-risk cities for wind chances, again, Atlanta and Montgomery, you guys have the best chance, high for you two. Macon, Georgia, you got a moderate to high as it passes through Mobile and Greenville, moderate for you all, and then Charlotte, low to moderate for you guys. So again, wind and tornadoes are probably going to be our primary threats into the next few hours, but hail is on the board as well. So we got a little bit of live coverage for you guys, again, just coming to you from the desk with that. But I mean, here's where we have a tornado watch. That's all these yellow boxes in the region. So you guys are all in a tornado watch in the southeast there, if you guys are in that yellow polygon. And then up to the north, we got a severe thunderstorm watch through a lot of Kentucky and then parts of Ohio and West Virginia. But for our tornado watch, we've already got a couple of tornado warnings on the board here today. So it doesn't look like any of those are observed yet, but let's see if I can query this. It's a little different from the desk than it is up on the green screen, but there's our tornado report from Hale County, Alabama. Emergency management report of a tornado observed in Greensboro, and that was previously a confirmed tornado warning a few minutes ago. So it looks like that has since passed, but let's go ahead and take a look at that warning. So let's see, this is I think how we zoom in here. I want to go ahead and look at the velocities on this. And so here's our couplet, where that bright blue meets the green. Oh, that didn't work. But that kind of circle there is where our couplet is. And for correlation coefficients, you got a little drop down to the south here, but it is kind of offset from that couplet. That could be a frame difference there, but it looks like our couplet is a little further to the north. So it's possible that we could have a tornado still passing up to the north and west of Heiberger, Alabama, just coming out of Greensboro now. So we definitely want to keep an eye on that warning near Heiberger, Alabama. For the rest of the region, it looks like we got another one near Pennington, and I don't know if I can get my Montgomery radar to load here, because that would help me out a little bit in looking at it. But it looks like it's just going to be finicky, so we'll just look at it from here. So yeah, we got another supercell tracking into western Alabama, and that's going to be a lot of it into today. So, or at least into the next hour or two before it gets ready to move into Montgomery, southern Alabama, and western Georgia. But this one is tracking just to the, I guess just through Sweetwater here. And if we go ahead and query that warning, looks like this one is going to be a radar indicated tornado as well as a potential for some hail. And you can see that darkening in the reflectivity there. That's where our hail would be. But for a tornado, nothing reported quite yet, but we are just watching this for some potential rotation. And again, you can see kind of an area of rotation just to the north of Sweetwater, so that's where that would be. So those are our two tornado warnings in Alabama right now. up to the north. If you guys are in Atlanta, you know, you got all those rotation symbols, and along that line, there's been a lot of spins. So we're seeing this line continue to produce these tornadoes as it tracks through. So we'll see what it will do as it tracks through Rome, then across the 75 corridor, and eventually into central Georgia, where Atlanta and Macon are, and then sooner than that, Montgomery. So no slowing down on the system. You know, it needs that heat and humidity to continue to sustain itself, and as we move into the afternoon hours, we're going to see more heating, and so it's going to help these storms to kind of survive as they continue tracking into central Alabama and then eventually Georgia. Then up for Kentucky, we don't have a whole lot of radars loaded up there. Should have Nashville, but it's not. But it's been a lot of heavy rain as well as some wind gusts, a couple of hail swaths, but main tornado threat is going to come down here in the southeast once again. So I think we got one frame update, maybe not. I want to wait for a frame update on this before I go ahead and talk to you guys about the number 7 severe wind event and see if we got, or severe event from 2022, but see what we got with this Heiberger storm before we jump off and radar's wanting to update. I'll go ahead and go back and show you guys what it was looking like when it tracked through Greensboro. So here is that cell. That's as far back as we have radar data, but you can see that kind of hook that you're so typically going to see with tornadoes, and then that inflow right there where we have that little U shape. So we have a nice solid cell tracking through Greensboro, and as it gets up there, you can see the velocity kind of spinning away. Correlation coefficient's just a huge mess. So once it gets towards Greensboro, though, we have a confirmed tornado warning, and again, still seeing some rotation on our radar here. It looks like it's weakened a little bit out of Greensboro. That report comes in for the tornado. It weakens a little bit, and it looks like it's trying to re-strengthen once again out to the south, and there is our frame update. So for correlation coefficients, still seeing that drop in correlation coefficients. So, I mean, you can see it all the way from Greensboro. So it looks like, let me circle it for you guys. This is our Greensboro storm, and you can see, watch that little drop in correlation coefficient. You can see that debris ball heading now towards Heiberger, Alabama. It is a little smaller than it was before, so here it is now. A little smaller than it was over Greensboro, but it looks like we still do have a debris ball that's tracking through the area, and so likely to still be seeing a tornado. You can even see that kind of hook right there. There's where our debris ball is, and you can see it on radar. So for velocity, still a pretty solid amount of rotation on this storm. Doesn't look like it's going to weaken. So if you guys are in Heiberger along, I guess, State Route, or looks like a State Route 5, Highway 5, you got this storm headed towards you, and we'll go ahead and put a storm track on that for you guys. Again, bear with me, it's a little bit different producing than it is when somebody else is doing it and I'm up on the green screen. But, so it is moving to, let's see, northeast at 50 miles an hour. So it is hauling. And this line has been moving this morning. It has been moving quick. So northeast at 50 miles an hour. Here is our storm, and there's where it would be at 50 miles an hour. So it's going to hit Oak Mulgee at 11:43 a.m. And mind you guys that this is Central Time. So I'm pretty sure this area is still in Central Time. But 11:43 a.m. for Oak Mulgee, 11:47 for Trio, Sand Mountain at 11:53, and then Oakley at 11:58. We'll see if it reaches Jemison by 12:06. That would be a pretty long-lived storm there, but if you guys are in those listed cities or in that polygon and hearing your tornado warning alerts go off, just know that this storm is headed towards you. So let's take a look here at the next radar frame. That one came in quicker. So now our debris ball is heading just to the north of Heiberger, Alabama. Just between, it looks like Ellards and Heiberger is where it's going to go. Still got our rotation area right here. And then if we go ahead and look at reflectivity, you can kind of see where that debris ball is going to be. And that's where it kind of matches up with on radar. Looks like it might be lifting a little bit. Not seeing as much of a debris ball, so that's good news if you guys are along Highway 5. Potential to see this weakening. However, it is, like, per the last couple of frames, producing a tornado on the ground just to the north of Morgan Springs and Heiberger. So we're going to see if this kind of like continues as it goes, or if it's possibly starting to weaken. But we are seeing a pretty tight couplet here, so I would not be surprised if we see this thing continue for the next couple of frames. So watching that move along, and we'll see if our warning updates on that. Storms are out of Birmingham. They are out of like Demopolis. I think that's a pretty big city. And then again, heading out towards Atlanta, just made their way through Chattanooga. So we're going to continue to see this develop into now the far eastern part of the southeast into later this afternoon. So, only story on the book here for confirmed tornado, or at least what looks to be a confirmed tornado. They have not issued a confirmed tornado warning yet, but it looks like we have a tornado just to the north of Heiberger, but it looks like everything else has been a little bit more low-key. For severe winds, you know, you can see them try, oh, whoa, yeah, as it switches from radar to radar, it's going to switch colors, but you can see it kind of trying to produce those high velocity values where those brightest colors are. It's trying to produce some severe winds along this line, and then, you know, you got some pretty strong winds where that tornado is forming as well. But tornadoes right now are going to be the primary threat, and then again, some wind gusts in the 60s to 70s like we were talking about. So going to give that one more frame, get out of Heiberger, and then over Highway 5. And then we'll go ahead and talk about the number 7 severe event from 2022. Go ahead and drop in the comments what you think it is. Sorry if I haven't been attentive to the comments, but they're over here, and you know, I have to check out what's going on up here. But for this storm, again, still rotating away. You can see how it kind of developed as it passed towards Greensboro. Doesn't have that super classic supercell shape that we see a lot of the times in the southeast, but it still has the rotation. That's probably the most convincing frame there as we get that storm kind of curving down to the south in that little comma shape, and then got our inflow right there. So there's our storm developing as it passes towards the region. Now getting it's ready to make its way across Highway 5, and then we'll hop onto our next graphic. And then that'll be the end. So, but yeah, so just the whole south and east right now, getting a lot of severe weather. We just got a new tornado warning. They rewarned this storm just near Alberta, and then got some severe thunderstorm warnings across the line here. A couple of severe wind gusts. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, just trees down. So not a ton in terms of severe wind happening, but there are a couple of tornadoes that are the primary concern as this line heads towards Montgomery. So, again, going to give that one more frame. And we're just kind of talking through it. It looks like there it is, possibly. Let's see. I think I can take off that. There we go. Yeah, so no more debris ball that I see. Velocity is still trying for sure, but no more debris ball that I see as it tracked over Highway 5. So I think that is probably a good point to go ahead and jump into our next and last graphic, and then we'll end it for now. If we have any more big cities that get hit by any severe weather, we'll let you know and we'll go live. But ending this with number 7 of our top 10 severe weather events. So that was going to be the June 7th through 8th storm outbreak. If you guys are in the Central Plains, you might remember that, specifically Nebraska. This had large hail, and a lot of it was wind-driven hail as well through a lot of the Central Plains. So it started pretty much from the Front Range near Colorado Springs, made its way over the couple of days all the way into the Ohio Valley with severe wind and hail. So Omaha, Nebraska saw our second 5-star storm of the year with this. Wind-driven 2-inch stones, and that's where that picture comes from, resulting in our 5-star map. So a lot of damage done from that storm specifically, and then we just got a ton of hail as well as wind. Kansas City and Amarillo got high winds, and then a lot of folks, especially in Nebraska, saw large hail tracking through. So vehicle damage reported, infrastructure, homes, businesses, agriculture, all saw impacts from this storm system on the June 7th through 8th time frame. So NOAA estimated this at $1.9 billion in damage. So that rings that in at number 7. So there you have it, folks. That's our mini live coverage as well as, severe weather forecast for today. So if you guys want to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, you can find us at Hail Trace on everything. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss our live videos. Smash that subscribe button everywhere else. And if we go live again today, that'll be pretty relevant, so you definitely want to go ahead and follow us if you're not already. Then you can call us at 855-334-4245. You can also email us at info@hailtrace.com or check out hailtrace.com for more details. 4.0 came out this week, so again, if you guys have any questions about that, give us a call, give us an email. We'll be happy to walk you through it, and we're excited to hear from you guys, and we'll let you know what's going on today, as well as all your other severe weather risk days. And for now, I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.